Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to do a top 20 countdown of the songs of Simon and Garfunkel. Now, these are the ones that I like the best. Uh, Going 20 down to number one. Of course, they're going to get better as we go along. It's not written in stone, it's just how I'm feeling today, of course. The top five or six are not going to change, but the others, depending on my mood. So, what I'm going to do is start at the beginning, of course, go through it. And I'm going to use my glasses today because I'm going to read along some lyrics that I think are key to each song. Of course, Simon and Garfunkel start out in the mid 60s doing a little bit of folk. It eventually converts into more of a pop rock genre. Extremely successful. They have to be my favorite duo of all time. I mean, I love the Everly Brothers. They would be number two. But Simon and Garfunkel are just a special union between Paul Simon's brilliant poetry and Art Garfunkel's uh, gorgeous voice. What can you say? The man can sing. He's just fantastic. And the two of them together. I mean, Paul Simon sings a lot of these songs as well, but Art's known for bringing it when it's needed. And this is just tremendous stuff. They only lasted a short time, of course, because of personal differences. That happens, but at least we have this great music to hold on to. Just a personal note, I was in college in the mid 70s, community college, and I was in a speech class, and one of the uh, lessons or one of the assignments, let's say, would be to write a speech and get up in front of the class and deliver it in about 5 minutes on pop culture or whatever the topic was. And I picked Simon and Garfunkel. By 1976, they were pretty much passe and yesterday's news. The kids in the class were, they're rolling their eyes like, what's this guy doing? Simon and Garfunkel. They're like ancient history. It seemed like it, but I I was still listening to that stuff, 6 years after they had broken up. And I was getting like, people were looking away, yawning. It was embarrassing. They're listening to their Foghat and getting, high in the student union with Boston or whatever, Foreigner, not Foreigner yet, but you know what I mean. I'm getting all kinds of yawns and like, oh man, this guy's killing me with this Simon and Garfunkel stuff. And they were not relating to it at all. And I think I ended up getting a C for that speech. So just a little note that I've always been into Simon and Garfunkel, still am. And I don't think it's anything to be ashamed about. So wherever you punks are, take that. Why single individual songs as a ranking instead of albums? A couple of reasons. Number one, they only did five studio albums, and I think a large majority of fans, critics, and listeners would agree that they got better with each album. Each album was better than the last, starting with Wednesday Morning 3 a.m., then Sounds of Silence, Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, which was better than the first two. Bookends exceeded that. And finally, Bridge Over Troubled Water was the pinnacle of their career. And they left us on a high note, obviously. That was the last record they made as a duo in 1970. And although I may like Bookends as a personal favorite, in all honesty, if I step back and look at it, Bridge Over Troubled Water is a masterpiece. So, in order, that would be my choice of albums. Just for the record, Bridge Over Troubled Water first, followed by Bookends, followed by Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, then Sounds of Silence, and then finally in the five hole would be their opening debut album, Wednesday Morning, 3 a.m. That's the reason I went with the singles, because I can do 20, comment, talk about the lyrics, and that's really what I wanted to do in this video. Another thing I have to say is that Paul Simon, without a doubt, in my opinion, is on the my personal Mount Rushmore of lyricists. Not songwriters, not talking about melody and song construction and uh, influence and this and that. I'm talking about flat out lyrics, putting poetry to the page. Just read along, and it's absolutely stunning what this man has inside him, and is able to transfer to the page for us to enjoy. And then when he puts a melody to it and brings art to sing with it, it's just pure magic. So Mount Rushmore, just for the record: Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Joni Mitchell, Jackson Browne. Those are my four. I hate leaving some people out because there's so many great ones. And I'm talking about the classic rock era. No rap, no old time Rodgers and Hammerstein and any of that stuff. I'm talking about from the beginning of rock, the mid 50s, through, let's say, 1989, through Bono. Those would be my four guys. Four people, excuse me. Joni's in there. Dylan, Paul Simon, Joni Mitchell, Jackson Browne, and I feel really bad about leaving people like Leonard Cohen, Bruce Springsteen out, because they are fantastic lyricists as well, along with many others. And no teams, Lennon and McCartney and Richards and Jagger, Plant and Page, Elton John, Bernie Taupin. Now I'm just talking about flat out lyricists. All right, we're going to start out with number 20. This is off the Bookends album, and it's called Punky's Dilemma. And it's just a fun song. It's nothing heavy. Part of the lyrics are, I wish I was a Kellogg's cornflake. Wish I was an English muffin. I prefer boysenberry more than any other jam. I'm just a Citizens for Boysenberry jam fan. So it's just a fun song, and it's very melodic, and it's making the list at number 20. I should say that there's 16 songs on here that are absolute stone cold classics, and the final four are just either fun songs or songs that I could live without if I had to. Number 19 on the list is also from Bookends. It's called Hazy Shade of Winter. This was done later in the 80s, I believe, by the Bangles. And the line I want to use here, this is more of a rocking up tempo number. And this is Paul Simon really adding some lyrics that are probably personal to him, which he does in a lot of his songs. And it says, funny how my memory skips, looking over manuscripts of unpublished rhyme, drinking my vodka and lime. I look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Nice little song from Paul. Number 19, Hazy Shade of Winter. Number 18, we've got the 59th Street Bridge song, parentheses, Feeling Groovy. And this is painting a picture of, hello lamppost, what you knowin', I come to watch your flowers growin', ain't you got no time for me, da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. So he's setting you up, kicking down the cobblestones, all that stuff. And in the more melodic piece, it goes, I got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Life, I love you, all is groovy. So that's another fun song at number 18. And that's off Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme from 1966. Number 17 is Cecilia from Bridge Over Troubled Water. And this is a song I've always liked. I remember it on the radio when it came out in 1970, and I think I might have had the single at the time. Making love in the afternoon with Cecilia up in my bedroom. I got up to wash my face. When I come back to bed, someone's taken my place. Always liked that line. Number 16 is a meshing of two songs off the Bookends album. It's Old Friends and Bookends. Melancholy type deal. It starts out, old friends sat on their park bench like bookends. You can visualize that with the two old friends on either side of the park bench. And then it goes into a little instrumental, and it says, a time it was, and what a time it was. It was a time of innocence, a time of confidences. Long ago, it must be. I have a photograph. Preserve your memories. They're all that's left you. And that says a lot. It really does. The older you get, and you have these photographs that you come upon once in a while of somebody you hadn't seen in 40 years, and that's all that's left you. You don't talk to the person anymore. As far as you know, they're not thinking about you or giving you the time of day, but a photograph always bring that back. And I always love this song. It's beautiful. Number 15, for Emily, Whenever I May Find Her. This is a beautiful song sung by Art Garfunkel. And it's kind of a dream with a lover, and it goes like this. What a dream I had. And then I wandered empty streets down past the shop displays. I heard cathedral bells tripping down the alleyways as I walked on. And when I awoke, I felt you warm and near. I kissed your honey hair with my grateful tears. And then it's Art's voice going, oh, I love you. And he just kills it. Oh, I love you at the end. Absolutely stunning song from Art Garfunkel there. Paul Simon wrote it, of course, so he's got to get props for that. So that's my number 15. That's also off Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. Next up's number 14, and that is off the Bridge Over Troubled Water album, El Condor Pasa, If I Could. And this is the music from an old Peruvian folk song from 1913 that Paul added lyrics to. And it's four stanzas, each one beginning with a comparison. I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. I'd rather be a forest than a street. I'd rather feel the earth beneath my feet. And then he goes into, if I could, I surely would. It's a beautiful instrumental. I'm not even sure what instruments they're using. Guitar, some kind of obscure, is it a mandolin? I'm not sure. I really should look that up before I do this. But it's there's strings involved. It's a beautiful song. El Condor Pasa, number 14. Number 13 is another fun song, which I always have a fondness for, and it's called At the Zoo from the Bookends album. And here Paul Simon attaches different characteristics to the animals in the zoo. And it's cool. It goes, the monkeys stand for honesty, the giraffes are insincere, and the elephants are kindly, but they're dumb. Orangutans are skeptical of changes in their cages, and the zookeeper is very fond of rum. Zebras are reactionaries, antelopes are missionaries, pigeons plot in secrecy, and hamsters turn on frequently at the zoo. Great song. Fun song. Number 13. Number 12 is another beauty. Scarborough Fair, another Art Garfunkel extraordinary vocal on. Are You Going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Absolutely gorgeous lyric, and one of Art's better vocals. Number 11, The Dangling Conversation. Beautiful. This is about a couple and their differences within the marriage or relationship. And it's got some lyrics about the different art, the different poetry they prefer. And it goes, and you read your Emily Dickinson and I my Robert Frost, and we note our place with bookmarkers that measure what we've lost. Can you write a better line than that? I don't think so. Paul, kicking it out, baby. That's just anybody that's in a relationship maybe can relate to those lines. I know I can. I mean, opposites attract sometimes, right? Not everybody's going to be like this. You're going to have your downtime and doing your own things, and I think that's what that's referring to. And you read your Emily Dickinson and I, my Robert Frost, and we note our place with bookmarkers that measure what we lost. Unbelievably good. On to the top 10. Number 10 is from the movie from 1967, The Graduate, starring Dustin Hoffman and Anne Bancroft. Great movie, one of my favorites from the 60s. And title track is Mrs. Robinson. And here are some of the lyrics from that classic. Hide it in a hiding place where no one ever goes. Put it in your pantry with your cupcakes. It's a little secret, just the Robinsons' affair. Most of all, you've got to hide it from the kids. And there's some cuckoo and some transition pieces to get you through. It's very poppy, very melodic, big hit. And of course, in the movie, Mrs. Robinson is a woman probably 40-ish, 45 maybe, having an affair with Dustin Hoffman, who just graduated from college, early 20s, 22, 23. And in the lyrics, hiding, it's okay to have the affair, but you better hide it. Hide it from the kids. Once her daughter finds out, it's all over. She turns on Dustin like that. It's over. She just blames him for everything. He raped her. I don't want to give too much of the movie away if you haven't seen it, but that's what that's referring to. And then again, later on, he's more cynical, Paul, in his writing. He says, Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. So religion, if you're praying, it can absolve you for your sins. That's what my take is on it anyway. So Mrs. Robinson, a number 10. It's never been one of my favorite Simon and Garfunkel songs, although it's, considered one of their essential tunes. But I did put it in the top 10 for that reason. Number 9 is April Come She Will, and this is where Paul Simon uses the months between April and September, sort of a May-September romance where it goes real fleeting, and he's showing the different stages of the relationship by using the months of the year. And brilliant piece of songwriting. Short and sweet. This is another great vocal delivery by Art Garfunkel. Lyrics are, April come she will, when streams are ripe and swelled with rain. May she will stay, resting in my arms again. June, she'll change her tune. In restless walk she'll prowl the night. July, she will fly, and give no warning to her flight. August, she must die. The autumn winds blow chilly and cold. September, I'll remember. A love once new has now grown old. Perfect. That's the way you want to write a song. Now, next up is number 8, Kathy's Song. Another good one by Paul Simon here. I have come to doubt all that I once held is true. I stand alone without beliefs. The only truth I know is you. He's singing directly to that person. Kathy's Song. It's number 8. Number 7 is My Little Town, which was a 1975 song that was released on individual albums, on Garfunkel's Breakaway album and on Simon's Still Crazy After All These Years album. And I love these lyrics too. This paints a picture, and it's just fantastic songwriting. Coming home after school, flying my bike past the gates of the factories, my mom doing laundry, hanging out sheets in the dirty breeze, and after it rains, there's a rainbow, and all of the colors are black. It's not that the colors aren't there, it's just imagination they lack. Everything's the same back in my little town. And, he's obviously, that's a very personal song to him, I think. And came 5 years after they broke up. They each released it on separate albums, like I said, and I always liked that song, so I had to include it at number 7. Number 6 is probably their most famous song from their most famous album, and that's Bridge Over Troubled Water, with the absolutely majestic performance by Art Garfunkel. It's one of the all-time great vocal performances, as simple as that, and a great song, beautiful song, won Grammys, and deservedly so. And of course, it starts out, when you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side when times get tough, and friends just can't be found. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. And although this song is different, it reminds me a lot of the Bill Withers song, Lean on Me. Different delivery, different words, but I think the same message. Lean on me, and I will lay me down, bridge over troubled water. So, great song, classic song. Number 6 is that song. Number 5, I've got Homeward Bound. And again, this is a personal song. You can see it's a guy on the road, and he's playing his songs, and he just wants to get home and get a break from it all. I wish I was homeward bound, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. Perfectly put. Number 4 is the song America. Now, this is a different type of song. It's one of their best, obviously. But this is a song that really gets by without rhyming. I'm just going to read the whole lyrics here, because you can see that he's painting a picture of a couple on a bus, seeing America, what America has to offer, the conversations, the interplay between the other people on the bus. But there's no rhyme scheme, which it's great if you can get away with it. Let us be lovers, we'll marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag. So we bought a pack of cigarettes and Mrs. Wagner's pies and walked off to look for America. Kathy, I said, as we boarded a Greyhound in Pittsburgh, Michigan seems like a dream to me now. It took me 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw. I've come to look for America. Laughing on the buses, playing games with the faces, she said the man in the gabardine suit was a spy. I said, be careful, his bow tie is really a camera. Toss me a cigarette, I think there's one in my raincoat. We smoked the last one an hour ago. So I looked at the scenery. She read her magazine, and the moon rose over an open field. Kathy, I'm lost, I said, though I knew she was sleeping. I'm empty and aching, and I don't know why. Counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike, they have all come to look for America. All come to look for America. One of the best, Paul Simon. Number 4, America. Number 3 is, again, a tough one to beat, and that's The Sound of Silence. I should read all the lyrics. They're all great, but the one I'm going to concentrate on is, and in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. This is just peak Paul Simon. These last 5 or 6 songs, you can't do better. Number 2 on my list is, it's anybody that's ever been alone or in their solitude and just kind of toughening up against all the kicks in the butt that life has to give you, or people ignoring you, or whatever. You just don't fit in. This is the song. It's I Am a Rock from 1966. And this, again, I think it's very personal, obviously, for Paul. I have my books and my poetry to protect me. I am shielded in my armor, hiding in my room, safe within my womb. I touch no one and no one touches me. I am a rock, I am an island, and a rock feels no pain, and an island never cries. Wow. That is a song, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, we've come to number one, and I'm sure you've guessed what it is. Maybe not. It's The Boxer off the Bridge Over Troubled Water album. This is just everything put together. The lyrics, the arrangement, the vocals, the harmonies, the melody, the lie, 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 lie. Everything's perfect in this song. And I'm just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I have squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All lies and jests, still a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. I left my home and my family. I was no more than a boy in the company of strangers, in the quiet of the railway station, running scared, laying low, seeking out the poorer quarters, where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. Genius. So that wraps up my top 20. Had to do 20. 10 wouldn't have cut it because I would have left out so many songs that I wanted to reflect on and highlight here. So thank you very much for joining me and putting up with my reading of the lyrics. I know it's not everybody's bag, but I think in Simon and Garfunkel's case, you have to make that exception because that's part of the charm and the greatness of that duo is the writing of Paul Simon, the combination of their singing as well. Art Garfunkel, just a tremendous asset to those songs. And to me, the best duo in my lifetime. Let's put it that way. I don't know about back in the old days, but since 1957, when I was born, I'm including the Everly Brothers, who I love, but Simon and Garfunkel are number one. Thanks again. Take care. See you next time.